What's up, guys? So I made a video on why I quit teaching, but I want to discuss how I got into acting in China. Let's go back in time to 2014 when I first began acting. So one of my friends, who's also like my big brother, I met him when I was boxing, is an actor, and he kind of introduced me to acting. He got me involved in some stuff. And in 2014, I started doing short films, and I really fell in love with acting, and I realized this is what I want to do. So one of the early films I did was a short film called Smoker. It was about a dude sleeping with mafia guy's girlfriend, and I was one of the thugs, and we was chasing after him. Then in 2015, I had an audition for a horror film called Funtown. And this was my first real role. It was a starring role, and I had a lot of lines. And that's where I got to really not only display my incredible acting skills, but I also got to really do a full-fledged movie. It's a short film, it's like 30 minutes, but just got to see how the movie industry works. It was an actual movie. It was quality, everything. And also in 2015, I almost did a superhero show called Disco Girl and Funky Fresh. Basically, it was like a 1970s style thing where we were like superheroes or whatever, and I had grew my hair out around that time. Got into production and everything, but one, I had a fallout with the director and producer. That's for another story. And two, we just never got anything to pop off. It just never popped off. After like 1.5 days shooting, nothing ever happened. And also did a stage play called Return Adam. It was about a guy who got his girl pregnant, and his father wasn't there in his life, and he's dealing with the past and stuff like that. I wasn't a main role. I was one of the ghosts, which was a secondary character. But needless to say, it was my first theater role. And I did reality TV, Married at First Sight, F that show. And of course, I'm a pro wrestler, and wrestling, pro wrestling is acting. So yeah. So I've done some stuff back home, but after I graduated from Kennesaw State University, nothing was really popping off. I couldn't get any roles, any gigs, any nothing. So when I moved to China, I decided I'm still going to try to act. I would put my stuff out there, and nobody would hit me up. Like, nobody would hit me up because they do things different. Back in America, you gotta have a headshot, and you gotta have an acting resume. But here in China, I want you to have like a model card. They don't care much about the resume. But I wasn't getting anything at all. Then in 2019, I got my first role in China. It was a rugby film. So I went to Hong Kong and did a rugby film for like 2 days. Pay was good. I had needed the money because I was like kind of homeless at that time. That was actually the story when I came back from Korea in 2019. So I had got a role to go to Hong Kong for 2 days and shoot a rugby film. And it was cool. And fast forward to 2021. I'm teaching at a bullshit school, bullshit job, something I absolutely hate. I'm not sure how, but an agent got my contact and reached out to me. She asked me, do I want to come and film for video game commercials, video game ads? I didn't know what to expect. And I said, yeah, and I just sent her, my materials, meaning all the acting work I've done back in the US and even some of the stuff I did in Hong Kong. And we were talking, and she wanted me to come and shoot the stuff. I didn't know anything about the mobile game ads or anything like that. I didn't understand none of it. I didn't know nothing about it. I was just asking her like, okay, what is this? What is this stuff? She just said, oh, you're just, doing ads for, video games. I said, okay, like what kind of character will I be? Like, what is it? She said, oh, you play a father or brother or something like that. I didn't know. And one of the big conflicts was she wanted me to come during the weekday. I had a teaching job. I was still a teacher. I was working the day job, and I had to be at work. So I was like, I don't know, I have to work. Can we do it on weekends? She was like, no, weekend is taken. We only have this day. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna let you know. She was like, please, let me know. And I was contemplating on it because like I had my teaching job, but I really, really wanted to do this acting. Ultimately, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna go to the acting. So I decided to just call in sick. And good, because I don't wanna be there anyway. I don't wanna teach. I don't wanna do it. So I called in sick, like I do sometimes, and just say, you know, hey, I can't make it. Called in like around 1 a.m. and then went and did the shoot. I was there for 17 hours. It was my first day there. 17-hour shoot, met some people, did the scene, everything, boom, boom, boom. Originally, I thought this would be like a one-time thing or something I would do every now and then. But then they started calling me back. Hey, can you come in and do this shoot? Can you come in and do this? Can you come in and do that? They started calling me more. I was like, oh snap. And they were calling me on weekends, which I were able to do, but also some weekdays. So I had to, figure out because I'm still a teacher. I still have a full-time job. So what I would do was I would either tell them, hey, I can shoot in the evening. So I would still do my job and then I would leave in the evenings and go shoot. Or if they needed me all day, I would do my best to call off. And I didn't really care if I called off because what they gonna do? So then early 2022, COVID is just really hitting China. 2022, that's when like China dealt with like the extreme lockdown for the majority of that year. So schools were being delayed. I was a teacher, schools were being delayed. So I couldn't go back to school and teach because they delayed it because of COVID. And another agent asked me, hey, are you free on these dates? I was like, I wouldn't be. I said, I can't because, I gotta teach or whatever. But she kept saying, please, blah, 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 please, Luckily, schools was delayed. So because school was delayed, I was able to do those shoots. And I kept shooting after shooting after shooting. And schools were still delayed, so I was able to keep shooting. Then schools finally opened up. And I actually got in trouble because I'm gonna try to shorten this up. In China during COVID, we had a code, a travel code that got to detect our whereabouts, where we were traveling or whatever. And they saw that I was traveling to Guangzhou. I used to live in Shenzhen. I don't live in Shenzhen anymore. I live in Guangzhou, Foshan area now. They saw that I was traveling there. So they were very mad at me, went off on me for that, and told me not to go back again. In my head, I'm thinking, man, fuck y'all. Because y'all not paying me shit. Because during the time we wasn't going to school, the pay that they were giving us was shit. Meanwhile, I'm acting, I'm able to not only make money, but not have to worry about nothing. So I'm making money from acting, and y'all getting mad at me? Fuck y'all. I don't even like teaching. I don't even like the school. So I knew for a fact, yeah, I'm done. I don't care. I'm a full-fledged chase my dream, chase my passion. So they said, don't go back. But you know what I did? I still went back. I was hoping they'd catch me. Now, they never caught me, but I didn't care. If they did, oh well, I was just like, what you gonna do about it? You gonna fire me? Go ahead, I don't need the job. But I was still shooting. I would either call off work and go shoot, or I would leave early. I would keep doing it. Then I decided, hey, I'm gonna quit this job and move, do another job. So that's why I left Shenzhen, because I was already gonna leave this teaching job anyway, because the pay sucked and I got sick of them getting on me. And they tried to screw me over, but eventually I fought back and got all the documents I need. So I was gonna transfer to another school, which is the city I live in now, simply because better pay, feel like it was a better school, and it's in the same location where I do all of my mobile game ads. So all my acting work is out in the same area. So during that summer, I'm working like crazy, shoot after shoot after shoot. Then we start the following semester, fall 2022, trying to balance this full-time teaching job, because now I'm teaching PE at this new school, and I'm still trying to balance my acting here in China. So, of course, I'm doing the same thing. I'm still taking off here and there, going to go shoot or whatever, doing the weekends or right after work. I'm trying to balance both. And I have a tough decision to make. Do I just leave this teaching job and just go full time? Or do I just still keep balancing both? At least with the school, it is more stable, but the acting work was just piling up on me. I was getting so much of it. Like, you can't beat that. So eventually, the school had a meeting with me, and they said they did not like my teaching style, and that they're going to see if they want to keep me or let me go, because I was still on my probation period. After hearing that, I said, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be here no more. I don't need you. And they were trying so hard to convince me to stay, say I'm a good teacher. I'm like, no, I'm not good at this. I don't like it. I'm not good. I suck at teaching. I think if you hire me to teach, you're wasting your money. The biggest concern I had was the visa. Now, that's a very complex thing, and I'm not going to talk about how the visa stuff works here. That's for a whole other topic, and that's kind of like a private thing. That's not really something to discuss openly, but that was one of my concerns. But I got the visa stuff taken care of. And when I did officially leave that school, they were very nice to me. They were very kind to me. And I'll never talk bad about them because they made everything easy for me. Most schools in China, they will do everything they can to screw you over. But this school that I left, they had every right to screw me over because I'm leaving within 2 months of working there. And they were very kind and nice to me. So after I left them, full-fledged acting. And it was the best decision I made. I love it. You know, I love what I do. I love going to work. You know, like I can act for a living. I love it. I do not miss teaching. I was teaching PE and a little bit of English. I don't like it at all. I don't like dealing with bosses. I'm not going to say I don't like kids, because when I was at the final school, I was with high school. High schools, they cool. I like the high schoolers, man. They real cool. The young kids, I don't really like them, man, I'm gonna be honest. When I was at the previous school that I left in Shenzhen, man, them kids were awful. They were bad. They were just bad. I couldn't take it. I don't like anything involved with it. I don't want anything to do with it. And I really hope and pray that I never, ever have to teach again. Now, if somehow things get rough or whatever, okay, yeah. I mean, I still have my degree. I still have my ESL teaching cert. And I still have that experience, and I did not burn bridges, and I have a good reputation. So yeah, if things ever get tough, of course I'm gonna go back to it, but I will bust my ass to make sure I never go back to it. I'm happy that I stuck with my guns and I followed and chased my dreams. So yeah, this is what I do here, as well as run some small businesses online. I love this freedom that I have. Now, things aren't always like, you know, flowers and roses, because I had a rough summer with some stuff involving acting and stuff, but that stuff's being cleared up. Everything is good, and I'm just grateful and blessed that I'm in the position that I can do what I genuinely love for a living. Anyway, that's what I do now. If you stayed and listened to me ramble, thank you. I appreciate it, because I can use all the views. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at _UncleMoney, and I'll see you next time.